Hey guys, this is Mr. Kafua here, bringing you your second example in 4.4. So here we go. We're going to get right into it. So 4.4 is solving two-step inequalities. So two-step inequalities, like we said in the first example, they're pretty much the same as solving one-step inequalities, except you add an extra step into the mix. So my goal here is I have a two-step inequality here that I'm going to solve. So things get a little bit tricky because we got some parentheses and we have a number outside of our parentheses. So let's start out with the first step. And that is always to do my fancy T-chart. Keep my organizing straight, get my line of symmetry going, and best of all, knowing exactly what my structure is needed to get this problem right. Then, after we start our T-chart, we moved on to our second step. So our second step here is always going to be, so we talked about in my last video how it was parentheses and exponents, and I think I'm going to leave it the exact same way. I have parentheses here that I can actually do something with. I can't necessarily do anything with the terms inside the parentheses, but I can definitely do something with this number outside the parentheses. And hopefully we notice that since there's a number outside of parentheses, that's always going to tell me to distribute. And if I have to distribute, I got to do that step first. So here we go. The distributing property coming into play. I'm going to arrow at both of these. That way I know to distribute my -7 to both terms in the parentheses. And then in a different color, I'm going to start my distributing. So -7 times x, -7x, -7 times 3, minus 21. I'm going to write my symbol in red, just so you can see it a little better. And here is 28 on this right side. All right, so now we're going to move right on here to step 3. So step 3 is going to be, we distributed, so we dealt with parentheses. Then we look for exponents, and we say, nah, nothing here. So next we move through the order of operations, but remember when we're solving, we need to use them backwards. So this is going to be looking for addition or subtraction. So we're going to be looking for addition or subtraction here in this problem. So we notice that here is my subtraction sign. So identify the operation as subtraction, so the opposite operation is addition. And then we say to ourselves, okay, what number can I add to -21 to make it 0? And hopefully we're all thinking positive 21, because that's what I was thinking. So then we draw our evaluation line across, and we say to ourselves, okay, now I can start adding things together. So -7x doesn't have anything under it, so that means we're adding it to 0, which means it stays as -7x. -21 plus 21 becomes 0. This dotted line is a placeholder for my less than or equal to symbol. And 28 plus 21 is 49. Then we move to my fourth step. And that is multiplication or division. And that's an ugly or, so I'm going to redo that for you guys. There we go. And then we look and we say, okay, -7 is being multiplied by x. So that means I'm going to have to, in a different color, divide on both sides. And you always want to divide by the number that's going to cancel out the coefficient of the variable and make it 1. So -7 is definitely going to be dividing both of these, because I know that -7 divided by -7 is 1. And hopefully you guys are saying to yourself, well, wait a second, Mr. Kafua. When you're dividing by -7, you're dividing by a negative number. And so hopefully you're drawing like 8,000 stars here, just like I am from my note on the last example. And I'm like, oh my God, this means something crazy's happening. And so then you say, okay, so something crazy's happening. What is that something crazy? Well, when you divide by a negative, that means that you are going to have to flip your inequality symbol. So x is greater than or equal to -7. Because 49 is positive. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. And 49 divided by 7 is 7. And so the solution set, or the solution set is when you graph it, but the solution to this inequality is x is greater than or equal to -7. Okay, and so that is how you solve a two-step inequality using the distributive property. Thank you for watching.